Good morning students, welcome back. Let us discuss the second part of first topic, Introduction to Microeconomics and Macroeconomics. In the last part we discussed the scope of microeconomics. Now in this part we are going to discuss features of microeconomics. What are the features of microeconomics? The question can be, explain the features of microeconomics. There are 8 points we have to discuss under this. Let us start. The first, study of individual units. Microeconomics is the study of the behavior of small individual economic units like individual firm, individual price, individual households, etc. As I mentioned, it is only a small thing like your income, your father's income, that can be coming under this. So, study of individual units. Second, price theory. Microeconomics deals with the determination of the prices of goods and services as well as the factors of production. Hence, it is known as price theory. It can be asked for true or false. Microeconomics is known as a price theory. Here what we are dealing with, that the prices of goods and services as well as the factors of production. Factor prices we mentioned in the first part, that is what land gets reward in the form of rent, what labor gets reward in the form of wages, what capital gets reward in the form of interest, and what entrepreneur gets reward in the form of profit. So it is known as price theory. Then partial equilibrium. Equilibrium is the balance between two factors like demand and supply balance. That is also called as equilibrium. When demand and supply both are equal, price is determined. So to understand the meaning of equilibrium, understand that how the price determines or how the equilibrium price determines in the market. Microeconomic analysis deals with partial equilibrium, which analyzes equilibrium position of an individual economic unit, that is individual consumer, individual firm, individual industry, etc. Now understand here, the same thing is here, individual firm, individual price, individual household, the same is here, individual consumer, individual firm, individual industry. So the examples are repeating. So you need not have to worry. The same thing here also, individual firm, individual price and individual household, right? So partial equilibrium, that means it analyzes equilibrium position of an individual economic unit. You have to understand, it is only dealing with individuals, only a small part. Okay. Now the next, based on certain assumptions. See, in economics all the laws are depending upon certain assumptions. We say other things remaining the same, that means there are certain assumptions. So microeconomics begins with the fundamental assumption, other things being constant, that is ceteris paribus, then only the law is correct, right? As the law of demand we are going to discuss in the next chapter, higher the price, lower the demand. But what is that? Other things remaining constant, that means there are certain assumptions. That is what is called as ceteris paribus. Even this can be asked for multiple choice, such as perfect competition, laissez-faire policy. What is laissez-faire policy? Laissez-faire policy is non-intervention policy of the government. Government does not interfere in the economic affairs of the people. Pure capitalism, full employment, etc. These assumptions make the analysis simple. That means when we are forming any of the law under microeconomics, we assume that there is a perfect competition, there is a laissez-faire policy, there is a pure capitalism, there is a full employment, and then only our law is true. Okay, so this is what these assumptions make the analysis simple. Next, slicing method. Now again, this is also very important for your multiple choice. Microeconomics uses slicing method. It splits or divides the whole economy into small individual units and then studies each unit separately in detail. For example, study of individual income out of national income, study of individual demand out of aggregate demand. So this is what is the slice. National income is the whole economy's income, but in that we are only studying individual income. So this is what is called as slicing method. In the bread, how we make the slices, one full loaf is there, but when we make the parts in that, that is what is the slices are coming out. In the same way, the national income is the big concept. In that, the individual income is one part. That is what we are studying. So microeconomics uses slicing method. This is very important for your multiple choice or true or false. Then study of individual demand out of aggregate demand. Now what is the meaning of aggregate? Aggregate means total. Total demand is country's demand is called as the aggregate demand. In that, my own demand will be considered as individual demand. Your demand will be considered as an individual demand, right? So again, I am just repeating, microeconomics uses slicing method. It splits or divides the whole economy into small individual units and then studies each unit separately in detail. So each unit, like what is my reaction when the price is going up? That study will be there. That will be studying separately. Then what is individual seller's position or what is individual seller's reaction when the price is going up, whether he is selling more or less. That individual study will be there in detail. Okay, so this is what you have to understand under slicing method. Next, use of marginalism principle. Now what is the marginalism? The concept of marginalism is the key tool of microeconomic analysis. The term marginal means change brought in total by an additional unit. Marginal means when, say for example, there are 50 students in one class, one addition is there. That is what is called as marginal. So the difference between two total is called as marginal. Okay, this is what you have to understand. Any addition to the total is called as marginalism. So the concept of marginalism is the key tool of microeconomic analysis, and marginal means change brought in total by an additional unit. Next, analysis of market structure. Microeconomics analyzes different market structures such as perfect competition, monopoly, monopolistic competition, oligopoly. These are the 4 types of market structure, and microeconomics is analyzing the structures of perfect competition, monopoly, monopolistic competition and oligopoly. And the last, limited scope. The scope of microeconomics is only individual units. It is limited to only individual units. It does not deal with the nationwide economic problem such as inflation, deflation, balance of payment, poverty, unemployment, population, economic growth. These are the macro level problem. Inflation is higher the price is rising. Deflation is the price is falling. Balance of payment, poverty is like the person cannot fulfill his basic requirements of life. Unemployment means the person is not able to get the job. The population and economic growth, etc. These are the big problems. They are coming under macroeconomics. So the microeconomic scope is limited to individual units. These are the 8 points you have to give under the features of this microeconomics. The question can be explain the features of microeconomics. Here I said that microeconomics is also known as the price theory. This is very important. Then laissez-faire capitalism or laissez-faire policy, that is non-intervention policy. This can be also asked for multiple choice. Then other things being constant, that is ceteris paribus and slicing method. Understand, always remember, we say that give me one slice of bread. That means we don't eat full bread, we get only one slice. Slice is a small part, small unit. So microeconomics divides, or it splits, it divides the whole economy into small individual units. Okay. And then marginalism, then analysis of market structure, and it has a limited scope. Here all the 8 points you have to give, and you have to explain every point in the 1 or 2 sentences how I explain it to you. So this is your second question or second part of topic 1, that is features of microeconomics. Thank you very much.